Speaking of Tigers, we're talking a lot. We've already talked about two SEC teams already this year. And there's buzz about this team for sure. There's a lot of buzz about this team, fresh off a Cotton Bowl win, a New Year's Six Bowl appearance, beating Ohio State in that Cotton Bowl. The Missouri Tigers currently, if you were to ask a bunch of people that are going to prognosticate on what the preseason rankings will look like, I think a lot of people have Missouri probably within striking distance of the top 10. Maybe in some cases they have them in the top 7 or 8. Understandable. They have so many pieces back on offense. Brady Cook is back. They've done a great job of making sure that he continues to get more comfortable and more accurate and more decisive. And I think he's been really, really good as the signal caller for the last couple of years. But now I think he's approaching the point where he could be playing his best football, knowing the talented weapons that he has at wide receiver. Luther Burden is elite, the best wide receiver in college football coming back this year. Theo Weiss, many others, they're in a great spot. Yes, it will be hard to replace the presence that was Cody Schrader in the run game. But I think they've done a pretty good job, probably acknowledging they're not going to take the bell cow approach this year, but you have a couple running backs that you're able to bring in via the transfer portal that might play a sizable role in you recreating that balanced identity offensively. The big question mark for Missouri are all the pieces that they lost defensively. I'm not talking about just flat out difference maker. I mean, Darius Robinson on the end of the line of scrimmage last year was a handful. Every single game, you could almost count on two hands plays and the impact plays that he was going to make. But yes, they lost some really good players in the back end. Lost a couple of really good secondary defenders. Lost a couple of really good linebackers. But if you look at how the schedule sets up for Missouri, it would be a massive disappointment if they didn't at least match what they were able to do last year. Your home games are Murray State, Buffalo, Boston College, and Vandy. That should be 4 wins right out of the gate. Auburn, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. They should be favored in each of those 3. So you have 7 games at home in which you should be the favorite football team. Now, a couple tough road games for sure, including a game on the road at Alabama, including a game on the road at Texas A&M. I think those are the 2 toughest games in the schedule, knowing they're away from home and they're against 2 teams with really, really talented players. But all things considered, the rest of the games are very winnable. You go to UMass, you go to South Carolina, you go to Mississippi State. The stars are kind of aligning for the Missouri Tigers, just about whether or not now they can be the hunter or the hunted as opposed to the hunter. Last year, totally flying under the radar. Now there are expectations. Will they be able to handle those expectations is the biggest question mark. And will they be able to adequately replace some of the guys that are gone off that defensive football team? Because they have a good, solid offensive core returning.